Hey guys, it's Baron J67 with LV1 Gaming, and we are at our first GDC. It's GDC 2025. And sitting here today, we're talking with the team behind the absolutely amazing, yes, 50. The number means something. It is very real. UFO 50 team. Now we have Tariq, John, and Derek. Can you guys, starting with Tariq, can you let us know what you did here with, what do you do on the team with Mossmouth and UFO 50?
Yeah, I guess I joined the team as kind of a generalist, sort of to you guys had all the games sort of like planned out, and they're like, we need help, so you brought me on to just kind of help flesh some of them out and bounce around and do what I can. I do art, coding, design. Like we all kind of do art, coding, design. Yeah. Just worked on making the games fun.
Nice, John.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all pretty much generalists, but my focus was like on directing, design, programming stuff for a bunch of different games.
Derek?
John and I kind of got it started, but we quickly added Tyreek and Eric and Paul onto the team, and yeah, we all do like a bit of everything. I think we just like making games.
And obviously, because let the folks know, please, Derek, what is UFO 50 for those who don't know?
So it's a collection of 50 retro style games. Although, we tried to use like game design that was new. It didn't have to be like an exact, we weren't trying to make like replicas of 80s games. We were trying to just get that vibe, but come up with new ideas. It's there's like a fictional backstory behind the whole collection that these games were made by a company called UFO Soft in the 80s. And the idea is that they were ahead of their time, UFO Soft. And so the games are also developed for a fictional 80s console called the LX3. And so we've got this whole kind of like, we want to like immerse people in the fantasy world of this 80s company.
Got it.
As they're playing the games.
Why 50?
Well, it was really this guy's idea here, but I think it was designed to shock people and get attention, and also give us a lot of freedom to just make whatever we wanted. Not every game has to be like for a broad audience. We can make pretty niche stuff this way, right? Because even if one of the games is a bit not to your taste as a player, you've got 49 other games. So it was really fun to work on.
And that's actually something that really stood out to me when I played it, was the fact, another title that kicked my butt, was just the depth. Like, can you give folks a range of the games that they would be able to experience within UFO 50?
Yeah, it's a big range. And so I think variety was like a big part of what we wanted to do with the collection, explore a lot of different ideas. Like I said before, new ideas too. So, there are genres of games in the collection that didn't really exist in the 80s. Like there's a game where you're throwing parties called Party House. John directed that one. And it's kind of a deck builder type game with new twists, and that's something like you wouldn't see in the 80s, but you can kind of play it in this collection as an 80s like style game, right? But there are action games, there are strategy games, there's even some RPGs like that can take 10 plus hours to get through. There's a horror adventure game. And with every title, we tried to do something that, we felt hadn't been done, or give it a twist. There's a game where, it's part like action adventure exploration, like a top down kind of action adventure game. But there's also an idle aspect to it where, you're kind of like building up a base, and you can collect resources in that game as you're playing the other games in the collection. So yeah, I mean, the games are all like their own standalone titles, but they're also all connected under this storyline, and like all of the like we designed the console to have like its own palette and everything, so they all feel unified in that sense too.
I think something that was really cool was the like the cobwebs on the titles as you play them, like it's dust off the cobwebs to play. I thought that was such an awesome touch within the title. Now, what's so amazing about this is not only just the number, but it's the love and care that went into each title. Like, so how long was the development process for UFO 50?
If you count from like the very first day that we started working on a single game for it, it's like 9 years, really.
Nice.
And then I definitely like intensified as we went on at different points. So yeah, it was a long time. Takes
Now-
a while to make 50 games.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So with the old school '80s design, was that always like the initial plan for UFO 50?
Uh, yeah, I think partly I think that's a time period that we grew up in that we appreciated a lot and we wanted to explore. I think partly a lot of the design, even though we have like some modern genres and concepts in UFO 50, we really like the feeling of discovery from playing games in the 80s where you didn't always know what you were going to get, right? Sometimes you're bringing a game home, all you have is the box art to go on, or you go to a friend's house and you're looking through their collection of games. You don't know, when you pop in a game, what it's going to be like. You got to figure it out. But that sense of exploration and discovery, I think, is a big part of UFO 50. And I think it also, it also made development a little easier to have some constraints on things like palette. So it's like a lot of things working together, right? Because it puts you in a certain time frame. It makes the games feel unified, and then it also gives us some rules to kind of develop the games on too as well.
Awesome. Now, I also have to ask the music, because there's different music in each game. Like, how was that process? Was that
Yeah, so one of our team members isn't here today, Irik Circa, and he's the composer of all the music, which is insane. So a lot of props to him. He did an amazing job. It's kind of mind
And
blowing.
sound design too. Like,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
also made the
like,
sound design. Yeah,
all of the audio in the game is like, I don't understand how he did that. It's wild, but yeah, magical to watch come together.
yeah.
Yeah, it's over 300 tracks. It's a pretty meaty soundtrack. Yeah.
not to put you guys on the spot, but can we expect vinyl?
I mean, I think that'd be up to Eric, and no concrete plans right now, but we'd be open to
That I mean, I
anything
could
like that.
imagine it looking amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a lot of records. I think.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
the thing.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh
Right. I don't.
yeah.
That's the challenge with that. Is like how
Super
many
compendium
records is
edition.
that?
50 records.
I was about to say, yeah. Like, look, and volume 1, volume 2, do an MF Doom style. Like it just
But I mean, there is a soundtrack that you can purchase, right? It's not on vinyl.
Yeah.
So if people are curious,
So, and a question I always like to ask devs is, who is UFO 54?
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like for everyone, it's like that's kind of like you were saying. Like, if there's a game that, the reason there's 50 games is because there's supposed to be a little bit of something for everyone, and I feel like that's something that a lot of devs might say, but it feels most true here. Like, because there's just so much there. It's impossible for there not to be like something for whoever you might happen to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I also wanted to say too that we've gotten a lot of feedback from people saying like, I didn't realize I was into this type of game, but because it was in UFO 50 and I got a chance to keep coming back and playing it, like, now I'm a fan. I want to know more about this type of game, this genre. We even have younger players who didn't grow up in this era that we're emulating here, and they're saying like, I want to actually get into real retro and pick up like an NES or something like that and try those games.
The revolution started at UFO 50.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I agree with all that. I think if you're just a person who's like broadly curious about games too, like if you're a student, like in a game design class or something, like it is just an introduction to like a lot of ideas at once. So that too, I think, is another element.
So, where can folks go and pick up UFO 50?
Oh, Steam
Yeah.
right now. I mean, and maybe other platforms soon, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we gonna?
No announcement. No announcement.
Okay.
But like,
Look.
but we are. Well, we're working on it. We're working on it,
Okay. You know, maybe a physical, audition, man.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. No. Look, I won't quote you guys. I mean, you record it, but but no.
Yeah.
Seriously, Derek, John, Tariq, thank you guys so much for taking time with us. And folks, it's Baron J67. This is UFO 50. This is the awesome part of the awesome team behind this. 50 titles with over 300 tracks available now. Go and support. Much love. Peace. You guys are so awesome.